Alright, bro, so how do you define a super producer?
My definition of a super producer, I'd say a producer that can make a timeless sound, something that you could hear and that you would know, like you could automatically tell what kind of song it is or who produced it. You know what I mean? Like Timberland, for example, has a certain sound. Kanye West has a certain sound to him too in his production. Like back in his old production, you could tell like he added a little bit of extra oomph in that, you know?
I would agree. Like I would say that it combines like pretty much you have to have like multiple talents. So like you're making beats, you're engineering the audio, you might also be an artist and you're like the executive like designer or whatever. But then on the other hand also, yeah, like you're saying, like you have to be something unique, something that kind of like shifts the culture, like something about you makes like an impact on what the sound of hip hop means. I don't know, bro. Me personally, I would say that the first super producer for hip hop, biggest one would be Dr. Dre.
Dr. Dre? Yes, for sure.
I don't know. He really brought in that like boom bap gangsta sound, kind of defined what like that 90s rap was all about. And not only that, he also put on Eminem and Snoop Dogg. So just in that alone, it's like he defined culture in a crazy way. I mean, NWA, like needless to say.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, exactly. He had a whole journey.
Yeah, man. I feel like basically like Dr. Dre's sound is very unique because when you listen to like old Snoop Dogg album, it still has like a clear, concise sound to it that only Dre could do. Because like, for example, Biggie's old songs, you could tell like it was a little bit dated and the mixing was a little bit different, but with Dr. Dre's mixing and how he does it, it's way different. Like you could hear the clear, concise, and every beat that he wants you to listen to.
Yeah, the man adds real like artistry and aesthetic to like the hip hop sound.
Yeah, and like you notice like there's no remasters of Dr. Dre's album. Like there's no Chronic 2014 remaster.
Yeah, because he did that. Exactly.
Yeah, he did that. He stamped it, and now it's you could hear it. It's like it's timeless. You can hear it whenever you want. It's clear, concise, and it's actually perfect. Like it's a perfect sound that he created. I don't know how he did it, but he got that magic, man. They call him the doctor for a reason, bro.
That's another interesting point you mentioned about timeless music, because whether it's like Dr. Dre, Timberland, DJ Khaled, Metro, whatever the Mount Rushmore of super producers might be, you can definitely say that whatever sound they brought to the game, like it's timeless in a way that we'll never forget what it is, and it's super important to what hip hop is today.
Yeah, man. Like,
so Timberland, I mean, he brought in that like bop, bro. Like songs like "Dirt Off My Shoulder."
Dude, I was about to mention that, man, because I'm working on a Jay-Z video right now, and every time I listen to "Dirt Off Your Shoulder," it feels like he made that like yesterday. It's so good and like
that
it's
song
timeless.
is literally just 3 instruments, but just the melody and the energy behind it just makes
it feels like something out of this world, man. It's like it's insane. And seeing like Jay-Z's footage when he like first heard it, you probably seen like the clips of it, but his face is like basically how everyone's first reaction to the song was, because that beat is insane. Yeah, when they're in the studio, and he's just like, what the hell is this? And Timberland was just out there geeking high because like, and he was explaining like, yo, I got all these beats and it feels like I can't play it to anyone because no one really understands my beats. It feels like these beats are made for the future or something. Like he mentioned that in that doc, and I'm gonna put that I might put a little clip in there, but
yeah, because he was just ahead of his time.
Yeah, man, like that's how you know he was a special gift, bro. Like he's a very, very important figure in this whole music and rap industry.
So to keep it early 2000s, ahead of his time.
He ran.
Talking about Kanye West, bro.
Oh yes,
his Heartbreaks is one of the most influential albums of all time, possibly the most influential album that defines what hip hop is today. And honestly, everything from Lil Uzi to Young Thug, Drake, whatever it is, you can trace it back to that album.
I feel like
major shift in the culture.
I feel like a lot of albums or artists came from that album, because that album is so influential, and I never really realized it until I heard it myself from front to finish. Like, it was insane how crazy it sounded. Like,
dude, it dropped over 10 years ago.
Yeah,
you
and like
play that today,
and it sounded like it was dropped last week. It's insane.
It could literally like drop next week, and it would still be popular as hell.
Yeah, it'd be number one. Everyone would be on it. Like, there'd be a bunch of TikToks probably. But dude, it was insane, man. Like, Kanye West is a different breed, bro, for sure. Like, he's another one of those super producers you gotta put on that list. Like, he changed the way people wanted to hear music. Like, he shifted the sound too, just like Dre and Timbaland.
And he used to be really big on like defending pop, because it's normal like hip hop. You know, back then even it was more kind of like a niche thing, and we were kind of hateful of like that other stuff. Like, we don't want this R&B shit, we don't want this pop shit. And Kanye was a big advocator for like, yo, there's a lot of potential in this music that we're missing out on.
Yeah.
And I feel like he was a big, you know, influence and like the blending of genres that we see today, for sure. Because he kind of like, anyone that's able to open that door and be like, screw it, we can do whatever we want, that's important. Because like, we shouldn't have any rules when it comes to music. Music is a free flowing thing. Whatever you want to make, bring it to the table. And that's exactly what he did every single time. Stronger, like power. Like, dude, he just like makes massive productions time after time.
And it's, again, timeless. It's another timeless sound, timeless music, man. Like, his music is very inspiring, very, very emotional too. Like, it hits every beat that you want.
Going down the timeline into the 2000s, how are we feeling about DJ Khaled? Like, what's your thoughts on
Khaled as a super producer? I don't know, man. I love Khaled I don't think he's a super producer, bro. I don't know.
So people gotta understand what DJ Khaled does.
I know the importance of Khaled and I respect him, but I don't know about super producer.
Because I feel like, you know, people don't really understand what DJ Khaled does, though, because they think he's really just out here on the songs just yelling. Like, I mean, I feel like it still takes a certain amount of talent to be like, hey, I think this producer's beat in this style with this rapper and this rapper talking about this kind of stuff. Like, designing a song is still a talent in a way. So I feel like there should still be a respect for what DJ Khaled does.
I'd say like maybe
you're right.
I don't think he's a super producer, bro, because I'd say maybe early Khaled, because he did have some joints, but then he like ventured off and started just picking the beats. But he does have a good ear for sound. Don't get me wrong on that. He has that ear for producing a great sound, getting different artists that you wouldn't expect to really hear
like
together.
Major Key was Khaled's prime, and then after that he fell.
That album was like his magnum opus, man. That album is perfect. It was, I don't know. I think maybe that and his next one after, Grateful.
Well, listen, Major Key was like a straight front to back, and the marketing was just on point, bro. It was like, we the best, don't play yourself, Major Key. And the energy was just like, every rapper that came on that song was just like, yo, we're trying to be the freaking best.
And he had heavy hitting artists, bro. Drake was like the first song.
I feel like after that, dude, and then the one with Future
and Jay-Z.
Yeah, that was crazy,
like, what?
Bro.
You would never expect Future and Jay-Z together, and Khaled did it. Yeah,
bro. Yeah, I mean, I feel like that album was just like raw energy, and then after that it became more about let's try to be the best, be number one.
Yeah.
And what started happening was like it became apparent that you're just trying to make music that's number one, versus like the energy on that initial like Major Key was just like, that was the, like you're saying, the magnum opus, the grand like boom.
It's like, now we know like what you're trying to do now, Khaled. Even though we know God did and everything, but we know what you're trying to do, bro. I still love Khaled, bro. Every time I go to Miami, we playing Khaled all the time. Rick Ross, all that, like, you know.
100%.
But yeah, I don't think I put him in that super producer list. I put him up there, and like, there's like a difference here. Like, there's a super producer, and then I think Khaled's probably under that.
Yeah.
And I'd say probably DJ Mustard as well, in that the same sphere as Khaled.
Yeah, like kind of in like B-list. Well, he's an exec. I mean, he makes the beats though.
Yeah, he actually makes the beats, so it's a little different.
Songs.
And I do love Mustard, man.
Metro Boomin, I feel like he's a super producer for sure.
Oh yeah, Metro Boomin for the new generation producers. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he brought in a whole new sound that every producer now is pretty much trying to mimic. I feel like when he came in with Savage Mode, even stuff like Red Ops or his original works with like Thug and Future, it was really just
man,
like
that was a
sound.
Different era,
and
man.
Me personally, bro, I'm a big bass head. So when I turn up the volume and I hear like what Metro's doing on the subs along with his
great,
melodies,
man.
like it's just like, dude, it's exactly what I want to hear.
Yeah.
And no one's working harder than Metro Boomin in 2023, bro. Superheroes and villains, double platinum, well deserved.
Spider-Verse soundtrack,
bro. And that was so perfectly themed to where like
Yes.
all the rappers are talking about like Spider-Man related material, and it still sounds great. And let's not even forget that Coi Leroy made her best song ever.
that song is
And I
amazing.
feel like that happens with every rapper that goes on a Metro Boomin beat, bro. Like Kodak hopped on a Metro Boomin beat, made Tunnel Vision. Coi Leroy made that great song recently.
Self-Love, yep.
We got Congratulations from Metro Boomin. It's like every rapper hops on a Metro Boomin beat and just makes the best song they've ever
And
made.
then there's career skyrockets.
Bro, yeah, like, cause it's the energy of a beat. I know as an artist is what makes a great song. When you feel that beat and you're just like, Drew, those lyrics come to you and you get that energy, and that's what's happening on these Metro Boomin beats every time, because they just have that energy like right away. They're just like, they get that motivation straight out of the artist. And Metro Boomin's work on Business is Business with Young Thug.
Yeah, man, that album was great, man.
How'd you
Some
feel
good
about
gems.
that album?
I like that album, even though Thug is in jail. There was some good songs in it. I'm not gonna lie. There were some good songs. My favorite song is the Global Access.
That was
Nate Ruiz. That was like one of my favorite songs on there,
great,
man.
bro. Mine were Mad Dog, Jonesboro.
Oh yeah, of course.
Business is Business.
The one with Drake. Which one?
Slapping. Oh, you went.
Oh, you went. Yeah, that one goes crazy, man. I love that song.
But yeah, I'd say Metro Boomin is just killing it in 2023. So salute to him.
And now he's doing what? A joint project.
He gets that crown for a super producer. Yeah, I think he's got work with Future and Jid.
Oh, and Jid. Wow.
Yeah,
okay, damn. It's gonna be good.
So yeah, bro, he's cooking up.
And who knows? He might have some stuff with like Travis and Utopia. We don't even know yet, man. So I'm definitely excited. Would you say Travis is a super producer?
I wouldn't call him a super producer, but like we gotta give him credit because all of his albums are their own universe. Like Astroworld, you are in that theme park on the roller coasters and those adventures. Like Birds in the Trap, Sing McKnight, like you're in that world. That
like it was an experience.
Exactly. Yeah. Every single one is an actual experience. You're not just listening to the music. Like he transports you to another place. So Utopia, like we're gonna be in that paradise, and he pulls that off with like amazing detailed production. So we definitely gotta salute him on that.
Especially now since he's doing that performance in the pyramids, it's gonna be crazy over there, man.
I mean, he did have work with on Yeezus, so.
Oh yeah, he was on that.
Definitely gotta throw him some flowers.
Yeah, definitely on that, man.
Yeah. Anyone else for the super producer conversation? You feel?
Did we mention Pharrell?
Oof, yeah, he's got some.
Pharrell's definitely
credits,
a super producer for sure.
And I feel like no one really talks about him when it comes to this conversation, but when you start looking at his credits, it's
and like you listen to his catalog or like people he's worked with, like
exactly, bro. It runs deep.
Yeah,
it runs deep. Real shit.
Yeah, man. But yeah, shout out to all the super producers that we feel like are in that list. Like, there's definitely a caliber.
Like honestly, producers and engineers, like they define hip hop more than people know. And people tend to only look at the artist, the name behind the song, but these producers and engineers, like they might be up to like 70% of the music, in my opinion, because literally it's crazy how much the importance of that is.
Yeah, man. Because I love the beats. I love how it sounds. I like how they mix and match different themes into their sound. Like some of their sounds, like you could tell, like there's a story within it, you know? Yeah. But definitely, man, that was our episode for Sorry for the Mess. Let us know if you like this, and look out for more. Peace.